Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to my newest video. Anyway guys, I've done a video before in the past. It's quite an old video now, but this will be my newest video of showing you my Halloween collection. Now guys, as of late I've gotten rid of some of my Halloween films. I've got rid of the editions that I've got copies of. I mean, by copies, I mean I've got copies of like some of the films. Like if it's got a standard edition, and then if you've got a 25th edition, and so and so. But guys, anyway, I'm just gonna show you guys my Halloween collection revisited. You know, just to show you guys what I've kept. Like now. So guys, I'm just going to show you my Halloween collection for what I've got now at this very moment in time, because I've no longer got certain editions, because there's no point in keeping those editions if I've already seen like a lot of the bonus features and stuff like that. So guys, I'm going to get into my Halloween collection revisited video now and show you guys what I've got. Okay guys, so the first one up, it is of the original Halloween film from 1978. Now, I didn't want to keep the standard edition just with the theatrical film just on its own, but I did keep this edition, which is the 2-disc special edition, which has got the lenticular 3D or the hollow, the hollow cover thing. It's called, that lenticular thing, where it goes from Michael Myers' mask and the pumpkin, which is great. So I decided to keep this edition, because it's a 2-disc special edition. So you've got the theatrical on 1 disc, and then you've got my personal favourite is the television version with the bonus scenes. That to me it makes the story more clearer, if you know what I mean. It just adds so much into those tiny points in the theatrical film. It's much better with the added scenes for me, especially when Dr. Loomis is in that courtroom thing in front of those other 2 doctors. It's the part when Dr. Loomis goes into Michael Myers' room and he finds it trashed and the window is broken, and I think the word sister is on the door in that room. And then you've got another scene where you've got Linda, Rory, and you've got, well, anyway, the character, Linda, who PJ Souls to play. Well, she goes to Laurie's house, and that's when Laurie, played by Jamie Curtis, she lets Linda lend her blouse, to borrow her blouse. So when you see in the film when Bob says something about first about taking each other's clothes off, Linda says, "Do not rip my blouse, you idiot," or something like that. So because of this added scene, she let that blouse off the Laurie character, which I think was a nice touch, because it just gives you like more like story, and plus the film is, the films is a bit longer, not much, but it's nice to like see the added scenes, so it's cool. But yeah guys, this is the edition I've kept because I just love that hollow cover or the lenticular cover theme with it, which is great. So yeah, guys, out of the two versions, the television version is my favourite because, as I said, because I just love the the bonus or the additional scenes or whatever they're called. But yeah, guys, Halloween the original, love it. Okay, guys, and then next up, this is of Halloween 2. Now, guys, out of the two versions, the theatrical edition or the television version, I do prefer the theatrical one because I just don't like the editing in Halloween 2, because the character of Bud, he doesn't actually swear because it's been edited where he just, well, there's no swear words, I don't think, or that the swear words have been very toned down in the television version. And also there is no nudity in the television version, but in the theatrical cut, Bud does swear, you know. And obviously the sauna scene, in a bathtub scene, that nurse, you can actually see her bare breasts and this and that. So I just prefer the theatrical edition, of this one. I have seen the television version. It's okay. I think one of the minor changes in the television version of Halloween 2 is where that cop with the moustache, I think he's got, it's his death. I think he gets picked up. He gets picked up in the air like that girl does. I think if you can see that picture there, I think that is the same what happens to the cop in the television version. Instead of him getting his throat slit, in this cut. But yeah, I think that is just a minor change, from the two versions. But guys, I do prefer the theatrical version of Halloween 2 because it's it's better in my opinion. I'm not a fan of the television version of Halloween 2, but I do prefer the television version for the original Halloween because it's great. So yeah, guys, up next it is Halloween 3 Season of the Witch. Now guys, this is the only standard edition that I own because I no longer have the for Halloween 2 I no longer have the Shout Factory 2-disc Blu-ray anymore, and it's the same for Halloween 3 Season of the Witch. I no longer have the Blu-ray edition of this film from Shout Factory. But yeah, guys, this is the only edition I have, left of Halloween 3 Season of the Witch. But yeah, guys, this film, it's a good film, but it's only a good film if you think of it just as a standalone film. I mean, if you think about it, because of the title Halloween 3, I mean, you are going to think that, oh well, Michael Myers is in it, so yeah, but he's not in this film. He does appear in the film, but only on the TV screen, but just for what, a brief second or like 2 or 3 seconds. I think it's on the part when he's walking down the stairs. But yeah, that is the only brief moment you have of Michael Myers in this film. But if you just think of this as a standalone film, you can just enjoy it if you like these kind of films. But yeah, guys, I do enjoy this film. When I think, oh yeah, well, as I just said about Michael Myers isn't in it, so it's not going to be good. But as a standalone film, if it was just called Season of the Witch, this would have probably been like a much better and appreciated film. You know, yeah, guys, good film, but I haven't watched it in a while, so I should really get around to watching it, because I've been watching a lot of the other films that has got Michael Myers and stuff in. Not because I don't like Season of Witch, it's because I got brought up with the films that is Michael Myers related in the other films. But Season of the Witch is still a great film, just on its own. Okay guys, and then next up, and this is of Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers, guys. There we are, guys. This is one of my favourite sequels. I love this film. I think, along with the original Halloween film, I saw this one a lot growing up as a kid. So for me, this is a favourite of mine. And plus, I love the whole story between young Jamie Lloyd, played by Danielle Harris. I think she plays a really great part in this film as a young child. Finding out that her uncle is the boogeyman. So it's great. I also like that Donald Pleasance returns as Dr. Loomis in this one. This is just a great movie all around. I watch this one every year, and I watch it every Halloween. Excuse me. Yeah, I guess it's just a fun film, and this is the only edition I have now on DVD of Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers. Okay guys, and then next up we then have Halloween 5, The Revenge of Michael Myers. Now guys, this is the only edition that I have on DVD. This is, it's a good film, I suppose, because it continues from Halloween 4, but I'm not a huge fan of the whole Thorn thing, because I'm just not like a fan of this whole cult and what actually drives Michael to killing, this and that kind of thing. But it's a good film. It's an okay film because it continues from Halloween 4 with young Jamie Lloyd. So it's great in that respect. But as for the story for Thorn and the occult storyline leading into Halloween, The Curse of Michael Myers, that is when the series kind of started to go downhill for me, to be honest with you. Yeah guys, there we have Halloween 5, The Revenge of Michael Myers. Okay guys, and next up, Halloween, The Curse of Michael Myers. Now guys, I like this film. This film also has two versions. You've got the theatrical cut, and then you've got the producer's cut. I think it's with 40 odd minutes of additional footage, or unseen footage, or something is called, and an alternate ending. But this is the theatrical cut. Even though I still got this copy, they haven't released the producer's cut in the UK yet. Shout Factory has released it in a deluxe edition with all of the other Halloween films in a box set on Blu-ray, and I think Anchor Bay has released the producer's cut on Blu-ray again, but it's just a standalone producer's cut just on its own, and that is also region A locked. So that kind of sucks that hasn't been released in the UK yet on my region, which is region 2. But out of the two versions of The Curse of Michael Myers, mine is the producer's cut. I just think it's more interesting, and I think it's just a better story. And plus, I like the twist at the end, if you can really call it the twist. What happens to Donald Pleasant's, Dr. Loomis's character. So I think that's a really great, fun ending for the producer's cut. But guys, this is the only edition I own as of now, you know, of Halloween: The Curse of Michael Myers. Okay, guys, and then next up we then have Halloween H2O, 20 years later. Now, guys, I love this film. Jamie Lee Curtis is back. This is set 20 years after the first Halloween, which was made in 1978. This was made in 1998, which is a great 20th anniversary kind of thing. So it was great to see Jamie Lee Curtis back in this film. So yeah, guys, this is a great film with Jamie Lee Curtis. You know, Halloween H2O, 20 years later. It's just a great, fun, like Halloween film with Jamie Lee Curtis back as Laurie Strode. But I think her name is Catherine Tate or something like that. But yeah. Okay, guys. Next up, and I only sighed because, yeah, Halloween Arrests a Fucking Erection, big whoop. Yeah, okay. But that's the only edition I own of that one. So, okay, guys, and then last up for the actual DVDs, you know, for the proper DVDs, and I say proper because I've got two DVD steelbooks to show you. But guys, anyway, this is one of my favourite documentaries, and this is only focusing on the original Halloween film, and that is of Halloween, The Inside Story. This is one of my favourite documentaries ever. They talk about the other sequels and the remake of Halloween, but only briefly, because this is only talking about mostly of the original Halloween film, about the making of the film, casting of the film, the music, and of course the premiere and stuff as well. So this is a really great insight of the original Halloween film. I mean, you've got interviews from John Carpenter, Deborah Hill, I think, Mustafa Akkad, Jamie Lee Curtis, Nick Castle, Tony Moran, PJ Souls, just all of the people from the original film, to talk about it in this documentary just of the first film, which is really great. And it's a really beautiful documentary just on the first film, because it just tells you about that. This film was made for 3,500 or around 325,000 or something. Just on a very low budget back in 1978, or this was made in 1977 with filming, and then it was released in 78. But yeah, guys, it's just a really great documentary just focusing on the original film. But guys, if you haven't seen this yet, I highly do recommend it, because it's a really great documentary just on the first film. And if you are a fan of the original Halloween, that is the documentary to check out. I highly do recommend it, and I cannot recommend it much more, because it is just a great documentary just on the first film, if you are interested in those kind of things. Okay, guys, and then up for the first steelbook that I've got, and this is also of John Carpenter's Halloween 2, and this is a lenticular cover, which is great. So there we are, guys. I don't know if you can see the knife move on there, or whichever, because of the lighting. But yeah, guys, there you are. It's really great, and plus it's really glossy as well, because it's really shiny, which is great. And yeah, guys, I think this is the German edition of Halloween 2. Yeah, guys, it's a really great steelbook, from Germany. So I'm really happy to have that in my collection. Okay, guys, and I will show the last DVD steelbook last, because there is a reason for me showing that one last. Okay, guys, and then next up for my Blu-ray steelbooks. Okay, guys, and this is of the 35th anniversary edition of John Carpenter's Halloween. And yeah, guys, this is of the first Halloween film. And yeah, guys, if I take off the slipcover, there we are, guys, and it just shows you the contents on the back, which is great. But guys, I love this UK steelbook, because on the front we've got the iconic pumpkin with the hand and the knife, but then on the back we've also got another iconic scene where Michael Myers is at the closet and Jamie Lee Curtis's character of Laurie is hiding in there from him. So guys, it's a really great picture, and I just couldn't be more happier to actually have this steelbook edition, in my collection, because it's one of my favourites. Okay, guys, and then on to the next Blu-ray steelbook, or the metal pack, and this is also a lenticular edition, and this is a German edition, and it is of Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers. There we are, guys. There we are, guys. It's really great. So yeah, guys, there's the front, and then guys, and then we've got the back, which is just great. So it's really cool. When I first knew about these, I think I was like on Amazon or eBay, because when this one came out, this is the steelbook, obviously, of the 35th anniversary edition. The American version, I think it was the digibook, and that is what the American version was of the 35th anniversary edition. So I thought, okay, well, the UK has brought out the same edition. Well, yeah, the same edition, 35th anniversary edition, but ours is in a steelbook that I've just shown. So I thought, okay, but I'm going to go on eBay or on Amazon and see if they've got any more like steelbooks of Halloween, but for the other films. So that is how I found out about these German ones, which is great. So yeah, guys, the Halloween steelbooks are my favourite editions I own. The DVD editions are so old now and so old school because just of standard DVDs and stuff. But these are so cool from Germany because they are lenticular and stuff. So it's really great to have. So I'm really glad to actually have this on Blu-ray because it looks great on Blu-ray, so it's really cool to have this in my collection. And I'm glad that because I've done my research, because of the 35th anniversary edition on Blu-ray of the original film, I found like the other steelbooks, but like the German editions, which is great. Okay, guys, and then next up for my other Blu-ray steelbook, or the metal pack as they are called. Well, that's what they was called at the time. So I don't know if they just call them steelbooks now or metal packs still. But guys, the next one up, it is of Halloween 5, the Revenge of Michael Myers. I don't know if you can see this one, guys, but oh yeah, there you are. But yeah, guys, this is also another German edition, the same as Halloween 4. It's from the same places. So yeah, guys, it's really great. Yeah, guys, this is another great release from Germany. This is also beautiful on Blu-ray. The picture quality is great, so I'm really glad to finally have these two editions in my collection, because um, these are really great. And even though Halloween 5 isn't my favourite in the series, like I said, when I was showing you the DVD edition, this might not be my favourite film because of the whole cult and thorn, but because I'm a collector of steelbooks and stuff, this edition is a really must-have if you are a Halloween fan, because it's really great for what the people from Germany are bringing out on steelbooks, especially when it comes down to horror films. Okay, guys, so that is it for my whole Halloween collection for the original series. Now, guys, as I said, I kept this one to last because this is, of the Rob Zombie's Halloween remake of the first Halloween, and this is also a German edition. And there we are, guys, Halloween, and this is also glossy, I think, yeah, because of the shine. But yeah, guys, there's just basically the front with Michael, and then we've got the back, which is great. I'm not a big fan of Rob Zombie's Halloween. I mean, when I first bought the Halloween, I think it was okay. I do like Michael in this film a lot, because Michael is more violent than he was in the original film. Um, I'm not a big fan of the whole backstory of Michael Myers, because I don't think that was actually needed, because we knew about Michael Myers' backstory, kind of thing, or we knew a tiny bit of it in the original film. When he killed his sister and stuff like that and so on. So that wasn't really necessary for me in this one, to be honest with you. But I do like that Michael is more violent when it comes down to his kills and everything. But that's about it. But out of the original film or this one, obviously I've seen the original more. I love the original one, obviously. But this one, it's an okay film, because I do like Michael Myers. He's more violent. I'm not a fan of the backstory, like I said. I'm not a fan of the mask. I'm not a fan of, like, my Michael Myers is a fucking giant, kind of like towering like over like everybody. But other than that, I think that Michael Myers is great because, like I said, he's more violent. And I like that he's more violent because it's more different. It's different from the original portrayal in the original Halloween film. So it was different because it's a remake. So if you make it the exact same, it's just going to be the same. It's going to be boring. So I like Michael in this one because he's more violent. Other than that, the film was nothing to me, really. To be honest with you, I am not, I'm not putting the film down or anything. I'm not slamming this remake. It's it's an okay film, but I just think that the backstory, it wasn't really needed at all. But if you haven't seen the original film, then this film might be for you, because this has got the whole backstory with Michael Myers as a child, and then him becoming the Michael Myers that we all know now. So if you haven't seen any of the Halloween films and the remake is your very first one, then yeah, this might be the film for you. But because I got brought up on the original series, this film isn't, like, as I said, it isn't nothing that is great to me, because I've seen all of the other films, but the only thing I like is that Michael Myers is more violent. That's the only thing I like, you know, in the remake. He is more violent. But yeah, guys, this is the only edition I have, guys, of Halloween the remake. So yeah, guys, there we are. But guys, anyway, that is it for my Halloween collection revisited. I hope that you enjoyed this video, guys. All of these are my editions that I own currently. So guys, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to like, subscribe and comment. And guys, see you in the next video. Okay guys, thanks for watching. Take care. Bye for now, guys. Bye for now. Bye.